Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone's doing well today. It is so cold still. We're still in like the minus 25, minus 26. It is supposed to warm up though, so I'm so excited for that. Today we're going to do some flower seeds starting. So we're going to start those ones in the cups like that. These are a bunch of flower seeds that my friend Netta sent me and some poppy seeds that Ryan got me for Christmas. So we're going to do those as well. So I've done some research and this is what they say. I've never started flower seeds indoors. The thing is that I would always go to the greenhouses and I would just buy whatever tickled my fancy, you know? Whatever I felt like buying that day, that's what I would buy. I would find what's on sale or whatever. And this year I decided I would start from seed only because I've got so much more space to fill. And I'm looking at the budget and I'm going, oh gosh, if I did that the way I normally do, that will cost a lot of money. So how about let's not do that? Let's try some seeds and try to start them ourselves. So I've got a lot of nasturtiums here. I've got some daisies, and so we'll get started on that. The purpose for flowers, for me anyways, I mean, I know some of these are edible. I think the nasturtiums are edible. Some kinds are. I don't know if all nasturtiums are edible, but so you can eat them. They're supposed to be like a peppery flavor or something. I have not yet tried a nasturtium flower, so I don't know. I have no idea. I might try it this year though. That's a little daring, but I might try it. Who knows? So I'm doing the same method as I did with the vegetable seeds that I did last week. I just did the cup with the holes in them, and I just took scissors and I just notched little V's, and I did about 4 or 5 in each of them. And then when I'm done planting this one with the holes, I'll just put it into one that does not have any holes. I don't know if you can see the difference. So you can see the holes and then the not holes, right? I'll just put them in there. So then when you're watering, I like to bottom water, because when how do you say that? When you're bottom watering, the roots tend to look for the water. So if you're watering from the top, your roots will only be like this deep. They'll maybe come down further, but there won't be a very strong structure. If you water from the bottom the way I do, so you fill this cup up to like maybe about here with water when you go to water them, and then you put this back in there, then it'll water from the bottom up, and then the roots will come down further, and then they'll look for the water, and they'll be at the water level, and they'll just be stronger roots. And stronger roots, better roots mean better plants. So I hope that makes sense ish, kind of, sort of. So yeah, so we'll just get started on that. So it's supposed to start to warm up this week, actually. Like tomorrow it's supposed to get started. I think it was like +6 we're supposed to have tomorrow, which is so weird. We've had like minus 26 for the nights, and then I think today was like -8 for the day, and then all of a sudden, like tomorrow it's supposed to be like +3 or 5 or something, then the next day. So now we're supposed to like mostly be into like plus, like above freezing for the day, and then it's still below freezing for the nighttime lows. But yeah, it's interesting. So again, just like last time, we're doing that. I don't fill them all the way to the top. And then we'll just do the first one here. We'll do is the Jewel Mix Nasturtiums. I don't have the seed bags because these were all given to me by my good friend Netta from the island, from Vancouver Island. So when is it supposed to start warming up where you're at? You can look that up. I'm just pushing these a little bit further down. I'll show you what I do in just this. Here, let me just show you how this is. I'm trying to think and talk two different things. So you put the seed, I do it like this anyways. You put the seed on top like that, and then I'll just push it down. You want to sink it down to about twice the width as the seed. So if the seed is like this wide, I don't know if you can see that there. if the seed's this wide, you want it to be about that deep in, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Well, so there you go. So those are planted. I'm just gonna put these, because I don't have the little tags with me right now. I'm not sure where they've gone off to, but I'm just gonna put these on top of there, and then when I do find them, then I'll stick them in there. I think they're in a box that's somewhere else in the house. So like that, and then I'll put them in this big container here. I have a giant container. It's got a clear lid. And then that'll just keep things nice and moist. It'll keep things really nice, just for also warm. So if you put it like near a register, it'll keep everything nice and warm and toasty so that the seeds can sprout and start growing. Wow, where are my words today? Do you guys ever have those days where you just can't talk? You're like, I know what I'm saying, I'm just not saying it. That's me today. Goodness. I don't know what's up with me, but anyway, so I was looking online. This coming month, we're supposed to have like maybe a handful of days where it's below freezing, and then just making sure I'm not planting the same ones again. And then the rest of them, like the daytime highs I'm talking about, the daytime highs are mostly above freezing, like starting March and April, which I am so excited about. So these ones are a variegated nasturtium, so I'm just doing multiple different kinds of nasturtiums, and then hopefully we'll get lots and lots of flowers, and the bees will come. So the nasturtiums will definitely bring like butterflies and bees and all kinds of pollinators to the garden. So I've got the nasturtiums, the variegated nasturtiums in this one, so I'm just going to do that again. For those ones, I've got a, what's this one? A day and night nasturtiums. That's going to be an interesting one. I wonder what kind of flowers those are. Are they just like black and white? I wonder. So the same thing as last time. It's just not quite full. I'm just going to put all of these seeds in there. The poppy seeds, I've got like thousands of these Danish flag poppy seeds that I'm going to be sowing today as well. Some people are saying that poppies don't like to be transplanted, and some people say that they do. I'm curious, what are your experiences? What's your experience with that? Have you transplanted poppies, or do you just directly sow? Whoopsies. Or do you just directly sow into the ground? And do you sow in the fall or in the summer, or in the spring? I was told that you can pretty much plant poppy seeds year round, which is kind of odd to me. I've never really thought about it that way. I've never really thought about really planting flower seeds in the middle of summer. I always like to try and keep the sowing for like spring. However, this year I will be doing some succession sowing, so we will, throughout the summer, we will be doing that as well. So that's the day and night nasturtiums. So we're on to the daisies now. I've got the Gloriosa daisy, which the seeds are so tiny. I don't know. There. See how tiny those seeds are? They're just itty bitty. So I'm just going to sprinkle these on top of it. Maybe kind of ruffle the top just a little bit, just to sort of anchor the seeds. I don't really want to like put the seeds into the soil too deep, because they'll struggle. What happens when you plant a seed too deep is each one of the seeds has enough energy stored within it to sprout and for the little seedling to grow a certain amount. So if I were to plant these, like let's say all the way down here, the seedlings would maybe get to like there. So the seed would be here, and then maybe like there, maybe a little bit further. By the time, if any would reach the top of the soil, by the time they reach the top of the soil, they'll be spent. So they'll have no energy left to really grow any further. So then they would just die. And so that's why you don't want to plant your seeds too deep. You don't want to plant them too shallow either, because then the roots, I was told the roots don't have enough to hold on to. They're just kind of like on top, and then they're not, there's really not much for them to hold on to, I think. Does that make sense? Kind of makes sense in my head anyways. It does. So yeah, you want to make sure that you don't plant your seeds too deep. I've made that mistake, trust me. I had, what was it, the first year, this was years ago, like probably like 20 years ago or so. First year I was going to have a garden, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have all of these plants, and I'm going to have all, you know, everything was planned out. It was gorgeous. In my head, it was just going to be absolutely wonderful and beautiful, and I'll have all of these tomato plants that I started from seed. And then I went and planted them, and next thing I knew, nothing was growing because I had planted the seeds way too deep. And so I tried again. It was too late, really, technically too late to start the seeds again in the beforehand, but I did it anyway, and they turned out so much better the second time. Didn't get much fruit that year, but I learned some things and I got better over time. So now I just sprinkled the seeds on top, and I'm just gonna like do that kind of, you know, like just, I don't know, zhuzh it. Just, yeah, just kind of move it around a little bit just to help anchor them, so they're not sitting just directly on top. They're kind of anchored like in between some of the soil. They're not like underneath too much. They're just kind of, they're still kind of on top, but not really on top, you know. So these are the Gloriosa daisies, and she's got it written on here, yellow and orange and brown, yellow and orangey brown. So we'll see. I hope those grow. Those ones I think are going to be really nice. And then there's this one here, the African daisy. We've got mixed colors, including apricots, so that'll be interesting. So we'll fill this one up with soil. And go. So a lot of the tomatoes actually sprouted from last week. I've got, none of the peppers have sprouted yet, but all of the tomatoes did, and so did the thyme. The thyme actually started sprouting like the day after. It was so weird. Like literally the next day I'm already seeing little sprouts. The weirdest thing. Let's see. How many should I put in here? I'm gonna put, I don't know. I'm gonna put a lot in because I just do. I crowd my garden. If you don't like a crowded garden, you're not gonna like my garden. Oop. So I'm gonna put like that many, which is quite a few. But again, with these ones, what I'm gonna do is same thing with the tomatoes. I am going to separate them when they get their first true leaves. So yeah, and so pair that with possible germination rate, so they might not all germinate. So there's also all of that. So they're all just kind of sitting on top of the soil. So I'm just going to take just a pinch. This one's a bit full actually. I've made this soil a little bit. So just a pinch like this, and then just on top like that, and then just kind of barely covering the seeds. I think that should be just fine. Like that. There we go. Ta-da! So now we'll do the poppy seeds. Now some people are saying the poppy seeds should be done in the garden. Some are saying to plant them ahead of time and let them germinate indoors and then transplant outside later on. I'm gonna try, because I've got, oh my gosh, I've got thousands of poppy seeds in there. These are from J&B Seed Inc. I want to order more from them because, oh my goodness, are you joking? That's a lot of seeds. So I'm going to plant some in this cup here that I've got. I'm just gonna get these the African daisy seeds. I didn't put those with the cup, so we'll get that sorted. There we go. And then we'll do this guy. So what I'll do is I'll do that. I'll do some I'll start some indoors in this cup right here. And then I will put some outside. Like some people are saying, like, even next week I could just throw some seeds out. So I'm going to do that. I have a spot. So I'm going to throw a couple of seeds there. And then I'm going to wait until end of April. And I'll sow some seeds somewhere else in the garden. And then I'll see which ones do better. And see what happens. Oh my goodness. There's like... This package is like that full from the bottom, like that full. And they're so tiny. I don't want to tilt my hand because I'm gonna drop them all. There's like, gosh, 50 in my hand right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna sprinkle them around. So we're gonna have a lot of poppies. That's a lot of seeds. There we go. So we'll see which ones do better. There's lots left in here, so I could probably plant poppies from this bag of seeds for like the next 3 or 4 years. For sure we'll have like a whole field of poppies everywhere. Oh my goodness. Anybody want poppy seeds? These are the Danish flag poppy seeds. So I hope they're gonna do well because they look really cool. Like the poppy looks like that. I think they're pretty cool. They're the Danish flag. Did I say that already? Danish flag poppy seeds. So there we are. And I'm just going to zhuzh that up too, just to kind of anchor the seeds because they're so stinking tiny. I don't want to. There we go. Okay. Done and done. That's better. Sorry guys, my legs fell asleep, so I had to get up and move around a bit. While I was moving around, I thought I'd grab all of my sprouted tomatoes and I'll show you what they're looking like. So in this container here, I had the San Marzano and the Roma tomatoes. So these are the San Marzanos and those are the Romas there. You can tell these are all just their little, these are all just their little itty bitty new leaves. Their first, another one that I really love seeing is the yellow pear tomatoes. Those ones sprouted quite nicely as well. Very cups. Looks like I'm gonna have a lot of tomatoes on my hands this year. And then the thyme, this was the first one to sprout. These ones literally sprouted like the day after, or maybe 2 days after. No, I think it was the day after. I was surprised. I was like, oh my gosh. And yeah, I saw green in this cup like literally the day after I sowed these seeds in here. That was the weirdest thing. I was like, I was not expecting it that fast. But I'm hoping to have some time for indoors. So that's why I figured I'd plant them anyway, because that way then I can have some time inside the house so I can just trim it fresh and use it fresh in my cooking. So that's another one. And the last one, I wasn't sure if these ones were going to sprout because they were taking forever. And you'll see it's the black opal tomato. You see one new little guy right there. Literally this morning I saw it. So it sprouted last night. So these ones are the last ones. And you can see 2 more. I don't know if you can see it clearly enough, but you can see 2 more just coming up over there. So there's the one right there, and then there's one right there. So those ones are just coming up. I think I put 6 or 7. These are the ones where there was only like maybe 8 or 10 seeds in the whole package. And so I think I only put like 6 of them in here just because I wanted to preserve some seeds just in case they wouldn't sprout this time. But yeah, it looks like 3 of them so far have, but they only just started today. So I'm going to give them a few more days and see what happens. But it looks like I might have some black opal tomatoes. I'm so excited about that. I love the black tomatoes or the purple tomatoes. They're so savory. They've got that umami flavor. They're just so savory and so just yummy, yummy, yummy. I don't know what else to say other than that. So one more thing before I go though. I almost dumped it. I've got one more cup, and I'm gonna ask you guys, because this is another seed pod. I don't even know really what to call it. My friend Netta gave it to me. She sent it to me, and that's what's on the label. What do these seeds look like? I've been scratching my head going, what the heck are these? So they're like that. That's one, right? Now you can see the end. So there's 2 of them total. Here, I'll see if I can hold them up. Both of them. So one's bigger and one's smaller. And it's just literally like there's that on the end of one. And that's it. I mean, at first glance, doesn't this almost look like a dried up prune or something? Like a little mini, like a giant raisin maybe? Like, I don't know. I have no idea what these are supposed to be. So, and then there's this one, the little guy. And it's also got the thing on the end. I'm guessing if you plant them, you would plant this to the bottom? Maybe? I don't know. If you know, or if you have a guess as to what this is, please leave a comment below. I'm going to, because I'm so curious, but I don't know how to, I don't know if that's the way it goes, if that goes down or if that goes up. I don't know. I have no idea. So here's what I'm going to do with it. I've got some sphagnum moss. I've moistened it. I've made it a little bit moist, a little bit wet. I'm going to put some of that into a cup. And then I'm going to put it into my box with the other ones. And we'll see what it does. I don't know. I don't know what's going to come of it. But let's see. Here we go. So I've just got some moss in the cup. Like that. I'm going to put them maybe like that. I don't know. Might be doing everything completely wrong. If you know what these are and if you know what I need to do with them, please tell me. But I think I'm just going to lay them down with that kind of off to the side, just like that in there. I'm going to cover it up. Maybe I'll put it like a Ziploc bag or something. Should I put some moss on top? Or should I just leave them? I'll put some moss on top. I'll put a little bit. Because this way, I'm just using moss because this way then I can monitor it a little bit better. And I can just kind of, I don't know. My gut's telling me to do this. I don't know. I might be doing the complete wrong thing. But please comment below and let me know what you think these are. And then when they start to grow, if they start to grow, we will go back to the comments and see who's right or who's closest. So there we go. So I've just got them just kind of like, there's about that much moss on top. Like you can like still kind of see the seeds like in through the moss. So we'll see. It's a surprise. We have no idea. So yeah, do leave a comment there. If you did enjoy it, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks and have a great day. See ya!